Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our Paws on Netflix podcast.
Today we're discussing the Adam Project.
And this Netflix movie stars Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool,
Yes.
as he travels back in time and meets his 12-year-old self. He's on a mission to save the future by destroying time travel itself.
Yes, that's a interesting concept. Before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
Absolutely. Now, Rascal is the one who wanted to see this for quite some time and told me about it.
Yes, and lately they have been advertising this a lot on our on-demand service and on a few channels. Because it's starring Ryan Reynolds, they have been trying to promote as much as they can. But it looks like from the sound of it, no one's really talking about the film. I think there's some reviews about it, so we wanted to join in on it since we plan on seeing the movie anyway.
Mm-hmm. It was kind of formulaic and kind of underwhelming.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't a great movie.
Right, it was just passable.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of trying to do something creative with their formula,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of movies do, it would be totally fine if they did something that was different with it, a twist, or the characters and the things were so interesting that it didn't matter that it was the same thing because it felt like it was different because it was so well written.
Mm-hmm.
Here, they just took kind of the easy way out and just had it being, gotta save the future and meet your past self. So that's pretty much the whole movie. And because it's on a Netflix budget, we all know that they can only do certain things. So they made sure to stay away from a lot of people. They were in the forest most of the time. They only had a few people on the screen. And they made sure to only have certain visual effects involving spaceships and time travel.
Right.
Looks
the
like
special effects were minimal.
Yeah. And a lot of another thing for Netflix is that they love to talk. To make up for any action going on screen whatsoever, there's a lots of amounts of dialogue in their shows, in their movies, and in their anime blocks. So for here, it looks like majority of the money went to paying the celebrities in here. They had 3 or 4 of them in the starring leads,
including Zoe Saldana, who played his wife.
Yes. And they had Mark Ruffalo.
Yes. Ryan Reynolds. So it was like a Marvel reunion.
Right. And Chris Hemsworth's not in this movie, but he's in another Netflix movie. So it looks like a lot of the money right now is going into getting the big celebrities on a Netflix show and movie.
And I remember reading last year, the CEO of Netflix said that Disney, which is Marvel, has a contract for a set number of movies to come out on the streaming service. Clearly this is one of them. All you gotta do is see a bunch of Marvel stars or Disney stars and you know that it's a Disney work.
Right.
So this is clearly is one of their works that they have scheduled and contracted to have put out.
Right. Now, we didn't see it be based off a book when we looked at it. They didn't have that branded on there. So it looks like this was just an original idea. That'd be cool to put some celebrities in it, and they made the movie.
Now, if you know different, and this is based on a novel, a book, a comic we've never heard of by maybe an independent company or something of that nature, let us know, please, in the comments. We appreciate it.
Yes. Now, the good parts of the film were actually some of the interactions.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't, like, iconic or anything, but they were still, like, you could tell they were trying. With Ryan Reynolds and the kid.
And the kid himself pretty much stole the movie. And from what we learned from Phoenix, this is the kid who's going to be playing in the reboot of the
Percy Jackson
series. Percy Jackson movies. And he's very engaging. You can listen to him talk. He's entertaining. So based on his performance here, it seems like he's a good choice for the Percy Jackson series.
Right. And
I was going through everything in my head but Percy Jackson.
How the heck can you do that?
I don't know.
Yes, and it said the performances weren't bad. There were a few cliche lines here and there and scenes, but it looks like they were still putting effort
Oh, and
into
don't forget
putting
Jennifer
role.
Garner as well.
Yes,
Who's
that's
still
what-
also MCU because of Elektra.
right. So I can say that they were still trying, even though it wasn't really doing so well. They at least tried to put in as much effort as they could, and didn't do a half job on it, and they were trying to make this an entertaining movie.
I think if they had paid for more special effects, it really would have helped, because we're just supposed to take for their word this is the future. We see a ship that we know had to be used on a Star Wars set, and the ship is made to look like it, does warp speed. That is the most we get for the future.
Yeah, they never go to the future and show you what it's like. All they tell you is that his father actually created time travel. It's real. And this woman took it over and is now using it for her own purposes, and they're clearly not good. But you don't see her doing these things. You don't see the future. You don't see how bad it is. You just see him in space in the beginning of the movie trying to get to back to the past.
And she became the female Biff because she took all the foreknowledge she had, went back to the past, bought stocks, bonds, made bets on horses, and all that stuff that Biff did in Back to the Future too. And became again the female Biff. So
I'm like, what? And it's unfortunate because we really wanted to like this movie. We were fine with it not being a perfect film, as long as it wasn't so agonizing to go through. And it wasn't. They tried. They were trying to make it good. They did the best they could on a budget. But it feels like they should have put some extra money into the effects, more thought into the story to make it bigger and feel like you're
to the future, so you can see there's really the future. We're not
right.
just taking your word for it.
Right. And it gets you engaged in this adventure. Then it wouldn't have been as bad. It would have been just like a really fun movie. But that's the last thing to point out, is that if it tries to build it up as this fun time travel movie, him seeing his past self. That is a fun part of it because the banter is hilarious.
Yes, definitely.
But that's not the whole film. It's more of a drama. It's more of an introspective on how he treats others. Don't make mistakes that will cost him stuff in the future. And it starts being sort of more of a personal inner look at themselves. And it's like, I thought this was supposed to be fun.
Right. And also another, a couple of the interactions between his adult self, Ryan Reynolds, and Jennifer Garner, who played his mom, those were really good. Because she was thinking she was doing a poor job. She was frustrated, going through some issues. She didn't know it was him, and he got to talk to her as an adult and tell her she was doing a great job. Actually give her some inspiration and some support, which she really needed. And that really was one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yes.
Along with the ones that he does with his younger self, as we mentioned.
Right.
Those are some great scenes. And we also did like the interactions between him and Zoe Saldana, whom played his wife. In the future, she's dead, but her past self came to help him, and
That's
you
like,
enjoyed the rapport between them as well.
Right.
And then one of the most heartwarming is toward the end when Mark Ruffalo, who plays his dad, realizes immediately that the adult Adam is his son.
Yeah, I was like,
the
how?
mom never figured it out, but as soon as the dad saw him, he's like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, and it's like, this seems a bit of a backwards.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is sort of backwards, but okay.
But it was a great interaction with the three of them and clearing up some past problems. Adam had an idea that things were one way, and clearly they weren't, and the dad got to clear those up. They got to repair their relationship before each of them returned to their respective times. That was also a great part of the movie.
Yes.
So again, it's not a bad movie, it's just not that great. If you're looking for something to pass the time, to see Ryan Reynolds perform in, to see a reunion of some MCU actors, and to see the future Percy Jackson do a great performance, then we recommend watching The Adam Project on Netflix exclusively. If you've already seen this movie, let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with our assertions, our review, our comments.
Right.
And if not, let us know what you think and why. We really would love to hear your thoughts.
Oh, and one last thing. Adam just acts like Deadpool the whole movie. So if you're looking for that, he does that.
Absolutely.
And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and weekly videos on your favorite anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.